Welcome back. This is Christmas holidays. We are just celebrating and happy with one another, spending time with one another. And we are saying, make use of that time well.
Yes.
And something that comes to mind, when you come together, don't just celebrate in eating and all that.
Yes.
Also appreciate one another. Take it as a time to say, I'm happy that you're my sister.
Yes.
And thank you so much for the support during the period. You know, linking to what we were talking about last week, just appreciate them. If you have, your parents are still there, tell them thank you and I'm happy to be your child.
It's true.
For those years, you have been my mom, you've been my dad. Thank you so much. Appreciate every person that you're going to interact with. Let it be a season of joy, as we have read in the Bible.
It's true.
Let not be a season whereby you're going to fight and all that. Let's make the season a good season for each one of us.
It's a good time to appreciate each other, even to pray together, to give thanks to God. And also it's a good time to bring that peace. To go back to, you know, sometimes even we were talking to somebody else yesterday, the way families, they don't meet anymore, they don't bond anymore. And you'll find for the kids, for example, cousins, they are not bonding because, or they're not talking to each other because their parents walikosana huko nyuma. So when I ask you why don't you talk to your cousin, you don't have a reason. But you're saying my mom and their mom, they don't see each other. So this is a good time, even in the nuclear families, there are brothers and sisters who don't see each other eye to eye. So it's a good time for people to reconcile, to just speak things out, forgive each other and reconcile. It's a good season for that. So when we eat, let also bring about healing. Let's go to the new year with healthy relationships.
You're right. It's important so that you move forward as one.
It's true.
Because even as families, when you think about unity, which even the Bible recognizes that where there is unity is where God commands a blessing forevermore. I think it is good to make sure that that unity is there.
It's true.
Let's not just pretend that there's unity as we have food together. If there is something that is not correct, can we speak about it? So that God can bless us.
Jesus talked about it in the New Testament. And he said, if you're going to bring an offering to church, and you remember there's something that you have with your brother, go back first and reconcile. Then now you can bring, and you can come and bring your offering, and it will be accepted. So it's a good time for us to make sure when you go to the new year, our relationships are healthy and we are a blessing to each other.
Beautiful. That is nice. The other thing that comes in with this season, which is very key to us, whether we are working or employed, is how we manage our finances.
Exactly.
Exactly. It becomes like a month of competition and wanting to do everything, wanting to do even things that you didn't actually plan to do. I think we need to be very careful also as we spend, even as we travel, as we need to plan. Don't just spend. And you see what happens most of the time as we come to this season. It's very interesting that people even ask, they get stressed. I don't have money. And then we have a culture that we must spend during this period. I think it's good to be careful here, considering that after this period, we're getting to another month, which also demands a lot as you start the year with school fees, with everything. So as we celebrate, let's also know there is something else ahead.
It's true. Let us be very careful. I think this overspending is sponsored with unhealthy competition. So we are all going to Shags. I want to come with the biggest machine. So I go to the car hire business will really boom this season. But can I really afford that? Or in January, my children will not go to school. So let us be sober and do what we can. It's my life. I don't have to leave it for the whole village.
That is true. And I think it's good to think about yourself. You know, I always think that, and I always believe that my life is different from the life of another. And I shouldn't do what you're doing, even if you're my sister, if I'm not at that level. Let me appreciate my level. I look at what I have, what can I budget for to use this period, what can't I afford? So if I can't, I leave it.
Yes.
If I can, I go for it.
Yes.
So that I also don't start regretting or feeling like, oh God, now what is all this? Or I'm so stressed after.
Yeah.
And when we are all of us, I'm shining and smiling all the way.
Yeah.
Yet, And I think something that also we can discuss on this, you know, you don't have to buy expensive gifts if you don't have. Be creative.
It's true. It's true.
Be creative.
Yeah.
Just come up with, do you know, even you can draw something, you can write something,
yes.
you can make something unique. And even what you're saying about Thanksgiving, you can just, as you sit and say now this year, we may not have gifts, but we are going to manage it differently.
It's true.
So that you avoid spending so much.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yes.
You can go the creative way, just you can do a card.
Yes.
You can do notes.
Yes.
You can even gift what you have already in your house.
Yes.
So you don't have to spend all the money.
Yeah.
Then you are left stranded later. Yeah.
And then you start crying.
Yeah.
The other thing that is key, even as we celebrate, when we go home, all of us, let's say we are 5, and you have to spend 2-3 days, and we don't spend so much time together, patience is needed.
A lot of it.
This is how I'm used to do things. This is how it doesn't matter if you're my sister or not.
Yes.
And we can actually step on each other's toes. And if you're not careful, we can also end up leaving each other not happy.
Yes.
How much we can celebrate.
Yeah, we were coming together to be merry and happy, but by the time we are leaving, and something that really creates a lot of commotion, it's those people who just want to relax. They want to go home and relax and do nothing. So everybody else should just serve you.
Yes.
They cook for you, they clean after you. So at the end of the day, you are like, hey, this one now has become a bother. And when you try telling them, hey, it is going to explode.
It becomes a problem.
Yes. So we have to be very patient, and people have also to behave. Let us create a good atmosphere. Let us make it memorable.
Yes.
Let everybody take their place, and the flow will be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to support, and it's good to remember, especially when we move. For example, we go to our parents.
Yes.
It's also good to take that time to do what you've not done for a long time.
It's true.
If it's cleaning, use that time to do it.
Yeah.
If it is whatever you can do for your parents,
do it.
Yeah. Make a difference. So that even before you come back, we'll see actually you did just come to it. Do you know sometimes when we don't tell you, you're like, the way they've left this place, you know? And then you leave so much behind.
Yeah, you leave the home messed up.
Yes.
This is an old lady. She has to call in people to come and clean for her. So it's not good.
Yes.
Even something to do with beddings. I always find people, even when you host people, even for some days.
Yes.
And nobody bothers.
Yes.
Even to ask, should we do the roundy, or even to undo and air the bed.
Yes.
Those small things are very important to the host.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is very critical because most of the time we don't think about it.
Yeah, we don't think about it.
Yes.
Then you become a burden to the host. Yeah.
Yeah, you leave the person. After you leave the place, the person is so tired.
Yes.
Let's make a difference. So that as we leave, you can even make sure, okay, today we are going to go, before we go, I'm going to clean all this.
Yes.
I'm going to leave this place done better than
I found it.
Yes. And I think that is something that we need. We need to let it be a memory-making season.
Yes.
That this person, this season will always be remembered.
Yes. Yeah. And not only with the selfies and the photographs, but also with our actions, with our deeds.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. That someone will say when they left, wow. And even sometimes not even your parents. You may decide maybe you've been invited by a friend, sister, a friend, or even families do visit each other. Unless it's such a formal, setup. It's always good to give a hand and do something.
It's true. It's very true.
Unless maybe you're in a place whereby, because not many families will have afford to have people who've been hired to do the outside catering. For them, it's business, which is okay, where they can do everything and clean everything. But most of the families, they do themselves. And that is why we ought to give a hand.
It's true.
The other thing, flexibility. Most of the time when we are in our own homes, there's a way we do things. There is a way things always happen at a certain time, because there is a plan that works in your family and also you. And so if we come together from different places, flexibility is called upon.
Yeah, it's key.
Because there's how I want something to go, there's also how you want something to go.
Yeah.
We must come to a compromise because we've come to a setup which is not common in how
for everybody.
The plan, how we do things, the procedures, how we give instructions in our house and it works. I know you've come to someone else's house, even if it's your parent, which may not actually be working as yours.
It's
that
true.
Flexibility.
It's very important.
Yes.
If I can digress a little bit, even when we go for missionary work, you have to be very flexible. Even in very minor things, like using a cup. There's a person who will come to your place and they tell you, I don't use plastic cups. I don't use ceramic. I don't use.
Yes.
So what are you doing to that person?
Now maybe that is what they
that's what they have. I have to sleep at this time. This is my bedtime. I can't go beyond this. I only take vegetables at night. We have to be flexible. We have to adjust ourselves a little bit. Because now you tell me you only take vegetables at night, and I already prepared dinner. Maybe if it is in the up country, I have to go to the farm to look for vegetables.
They're not in the fridge.
They are not in the fridge, surely. What do I do? So let us be flexible so that we can be a blessing to each other.
It's quite interesting to learn that the way we are, and you bring it very practical, there are things that can actually work as long as it's your private space. But if you go to someone else, it may not. And if you lack that flexibility during this season, unless you're just within your own home. So if you're going to take this opportunity to have people even visiting you in your own house, there's some flexibility that you have to, because there are rules that work with your children, which you may try to put in other children, doesn't
they
work.
Won't work.
So let's be, otherwise you'll be so tired and so angry and so disturbed. We need to be open-minded, that we may invite people and you host them and they may not actually fit what you really desire. So we want to celebrate. We want to be joyful during this season, as the shepherds were, as the angels were, and make this period a good one for each one of us.
I'm reminded of Mary and Joseph on that point of flexibility. They went to the inns and they were all full. Suppose Mary said, no, I can't go anywhere else.
I cannot have my baby outside.
In a cow shed, in a manger. She was very flexible, together with the husband. And you find that was the plan of the plan of God. So let us be flexible. The spirit of Christmas is a spirit of kindness, peace, love, accommodation. It's a positive spirit. So we can only enhance that.
Beautiful. We have to finish this program because we are closing. Maybe your final word as we finish the program.
Okay, what I would say is also, if you are hosting us, organize yourself in advance. If you are traveling, organize yourself so that the whole thing will run smoothly. Let it not be so many things together. Take time to organize. So I would like to say Merry Christmas. Let's enjoy the season and let's thank God for everything.
Thank you so much. And I believe that you are there watching us during this Christmas day, and the Lord is speaking to us even during this time, because Jesus is the reason for this season. So as we celebrate with one another, let's make a difference in people's life. As the shepherds and the angels celebrated, let us also celebrate with one another and be joyful, and more so to God for giving us such an opportunity. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. God bless you. See you next year.